Tired of your old kitchen or bathroom? Upgrade to the home of your dreams with Manny and Courtney from CMK Construction. CMK Construction is Tampa's award-winning kitchen and bath leader for over 20 years. Right now, save $3,000 on a new kitchen and $2,000 on a new bathroom. And take advantage of our no money down and no interest financing until 2026. Imagine, design, build. Tired of your old kitchen?
Streaming from the ABC Action Weather Center in Studio A.
So I knew there was an error on a file. I kept looking at this, I don't know, this little, I'm going to try to play this again because there was showing up as an error on this file, and I just tried to play it, and it just stopped in the middle of it. But fortunately, we're not on TV tonight. How lucky is that? So we have a WNBA game going on cable, on the spot, rather. And let's see if I can get this open to work now. Because now it's just us. And then we're going to talk about all the storms, and I'll talk about last night. Let's try this again. Let's see if this works.
Streaming from the ABC Action Weather Center in Studio A. This is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by CMK Construction, crafting Tampa's most exquisite bathrooms and kitchens.
That worked that time. So hey, it's a good thing. How goes it, everybody? We got lots of stuff to talk about. And again, we are not having to deal with commercial breaks. So, because again, the spot is showing WNBA game tonight. So we still have a 58 out though for streaming. So do me a favor, producers out there online, remind me when 58's coming up because you guys know me, I may forget. So let's go ahead and jump right into weather. Craziness, I know, but we actually do have some pretty significant storms out there. So let's go ahead and just take a look at that. Then we'll do some hellos and talk about last night in Clearwater and Ryan's national anthem debut and whatnot. All right, I'm going to take this out of show play mode so it's easier. All right, so here we go. So there's a look at the radar. Do some little zooms here. So we've got this area here from Land O'Lakes through Lutz to Carrollwood. Very, very heavy rain in this area, extending down. And so this is interesting. It has weakened a little bit in Pinellas, so watch this. So if you look at we'll go back 45 minutes, and you watch this line. See that? It's got a little weaker. So you had really heavy rain crossing the bay, and then it went into Pinellas, and what was red is now more green with some embedded red in there. So that's good. So yes, there's still some lightning, but it is not as heavy as it was last night. What was in Manatee County is also ended. Here, I watched the last 45 minutes on that too. Zoop, right on through. Over the Skyway right now. Can't be a fun ride. And also, this stuff looks like it's actually going to stay. Here, let's go ahead and do a little tracking. So, from Feather Sound across the top part of the bay over to Oldsmar. Go ahead and take this and go like this and then go like that. There's some time frames. There's some leading edge of some areas when it's going to make it into your neck of the woods if you live in this area. So there it is. Not a ton of lightning, certainly not outrageous. And then northwestern Pasco County, Hudson, you're seeing a lot of lightning and storms offshore. Most of them have moved offshore. Yikes. Western Hernando County from 19 west. Some very heavy rain, a lot of lightning out there as well, and extending into Citrus County. There it is. I hear somebody in the newsroom saying, oh my God, I don't know what they're saying. I'm not sure what it is they're talking about, but I hear it going on right now. So there's that. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about, oh, okay, now we're doing the zooms that I pre-set up. Back down. This has moved a pretty good bit in the last 5 minutes since I've saved these images. So did you know we tied a record high today? We tied a record high today in Tampa. I would like to share something with you. All right, so I'm going to share this with you. A little behind the scenes, little how you make the sausage kind of a thing. So we're always looking for the most accurate and the best way to let you know when there's rough weather or lightning in and around your neighborhood. So, we've got the technology, we've got the Doppler radars and the lightning detection networks and all that stuff. But little do you know that it isn't just that allows me to tell if there's lightning. What is as accurate, if not more accurate, is these monitors right behind me go to black. And then they flick back up again about 2 or 3 seconds later. When we have that, we know lightning is probably within 6.24 miles away from the station. I just made that number up. But for years now, we've been trying to figure out how to get these monitors not to go to black when there's lightning around. And we have yet to come up with that solution. So I got one here, and I got one over there. You can kind of see the edge of it. Whenever those go to black, there is lightning very close to our station. So right now, we're good to go. Now, about 10 minutes ago, they were flickering, shoop, 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 but not right now. So there you have it. That is just another piece of this puzzle to give you the most accurate weather information around. So anyway, Sean, how goes it? Oh boy, somebody already needs to be blocked. Hagen, are you... Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I got it. Yep. Alex Wood. Alex Wood. You be gone. Alex, I don't know what that was, what kind of nonsense that was you were posting, but whatever it was, it's not good. And I didn't like it, so it's gone. Yep, Alex is gone. So, Rick and Monica. So, Rick, have you ever seen the movie That Thing You Do? Because great movie, by the way. Tom Hanks directed it, first movie ever directed by Tom Hanks. And I believe there's a scene where there's a character, Rick and Monica. And I believe it was a scene from like a beach blanket bingo kind of movie where they were filming within the movie That Thing You Do. And I think it was Rick and Monica. Tom Hanks is in the movie. Charlize Theron, it was actually one of her first roles ever. It's a super movie. If you like one-hit wonders, the premise of the movie is about a one-hit wonder. Anyway, there's a Rick and Monica. Pretty sure it's Rick and Monica. If it isn't, it's something in Monica. Let's see. What else do we got here? Oh, Andy is in Surprise, Arizona right now. So Andy is following us in Arizona, where Andy, it's a dry heat in Surprise, Arizona. Let me tell you, Andy, Surprise, it ain't no dry heat in our area, right? So we've got, feels like temperatures of 11 billion, and we will, without any doubt in my mind, need a heat advisory for tomorrow and Sunday and Monday. So here, I'm looking at more folks in here. Thank you for the stars, Jill. All stars go to Children's Miracle Network. So back up, I'm not even sure what's going on with some of these things. Okay, so Here's what I want to talk about. First, we'll talk about last night. Thank you for the folks who came out to the Clearwater Threshers. Anna Maria was there. We got, lots of folks, and they were there early, and we were doing lots of autographs and lots of pictures and lots of conversations. Had a blast. Saw quite a few of our Rule Number 7 shirts there. Quite a few of them. You know what? And in case you're interested, and I don't even think I have them. Oh, yes, I do. Remember, all proceeds benefit Children's Miracle Network, Feeding Tampa Bay, whatnot. So if you go on our website, you can get these same hoodies and shirts and tanks and everything else. So like I was telling you guys earlier, we are doing away with our Etsy page because they take too much money. And why give Etsy money when we can give it to our charities? So anyway, if you go on this page and the website, maybe somebody can post it, but it's rule-7-shop.fourthwall.com. So rule-7-shop.fourthwall.com. And that will take you to this page and we're adding more and more and more and more. Like every day we're adding more. So we're going to be closing up the Etsy page pretty close. Yep, Vicky, Alex was there and poof, gone. So here's our USF type colors. Lots of stuff here, right? All the USF colors. Again, all the proceeds. I love this little tank top. This little racerback tank, whatever the heck that is, I like that. And then we've got the blue and white, lightning colors. There's my hoodie I'm wearing right this second. That one. There's his model. Don't know who she is, but she's modeling this. Pretty sure it's AI, but still cool. T-shirts, and I think we have more, honestly, or we're adding more. Here's Gator colors, orange and blue. Muscle tank blue top, a muscle tank top, but it's a women's muscle tank top. Here's our racerback. Here's a mug. Ooh, this is new. Look at the orange and blue one. That's pretty cool. Nice. So there's the front, and then there's the back. So again, all proceeds benefit Children's Miracle Network, Feeding Tampa Bay, Sunshine Foundation, lots of. These are your orange colors. Oh, this is a cool one too. The orange, the blue one. So then we got FSU colors. We got our heat wave color. We got Rule 7 hats. And that's a good Gator color right there. That's a nice one. That looks like Gators right there, right? So there it is. So that is on rule-7-shop.fourthwall.com. So there you have it. Yes, we do have Bucks colors, Amanda, right there. There they are. See, look, tumbler, mug, shirts, hoodies, T-shirts. See, there you go. So, and all proceeds, again, benefit all those local charities. All right. So let's get back to what, but someone had mentioned that, so I wanted to show that as well. So, Diane, I'm going to ignore that comment, but that's okay. Colorado Springs is in the house. Thomas, how you doing? James, good to see you. No, Mary, now stop trying to cause problems. I just know muscle shirts are normally thought of as something the guys wear to the gym. They just are. That's what they're called, right? I'm not saying women can't have muscles. Don't you get me started. All right, because I'm in a mood. I'll go right ahead. Just dare me, okay? All right, so anyway. All right, so let's go back to radar. And I want to talk, now, we're going to talk about the tropics because there's definitely some buzz out there. And let's talk about that. So temperatures right now, upper 70s to upper 80s. Holiday, hello, Ananda. Nice to see you. Thank you, Charlotte. That's just the blue and white one, but there's lots and lots of ones. I know, 6 months away, right? Right, Ryan? Liza, how you doing? Or is it No, it's Lisa. It's Lisa. Lisa, I've not seen you for a while. Maybe you've been here, but I've not been able to mispronounce your name now for a while. So it is Lisa. All right, Wesley Chapel here. How you doing, Jamie? All right, so anyway, let's go one by one. I don't need to be in this picture. Let's take it full. Okay. Linda, how are you? Good to see you. All right. Yeah, no, we're not on TV tonight, guys. WNBA is on. We are not on TV tonight. Yeah, Maureen, last night those storms were strong. Unfortunately, they rained out our baseball game. Do you guys want to hear, I was going to say, I'll finish weather and then we'll do it. All right. Right now, it feels like temperatures still 100 in Northport. Tomorrow, we are going to have highs about what we had today. We tied a record high today of 96 degrees. And I like saying this just because it's probably nothing that I've ever said on TV before. Today's record high, the last time it was this hot on this date in July, it was the Great Depression. It was back in 1931. And of course, we all know that the Great Depression started in 1929 with the stock market crashing, and the Great Depression went well into the 1930s. And in 1931, the last time we had a day where it was this high, on July 25th, was in the Great Depression. Whoa, look at those I'm going to take that full. That's a great shot. Boy, right there, that is Florida for you. Right side of the screen, Armageddon. Left side of the screen, sunshine. So there it is. That is happening right now at Rivergate Tower. And at the airport, 78 degrees. After a high today of 96 degrees. You will have lots of sunshine tomorrow, Patty. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I think we see a heat index of 115. Here, wait a minute, I took that map out. I want to put that map back in just so you can see the reference to the Great Depression. If I can find Almanac, here it is. All right, check it out. There it is. Tied a record high of 96, dating back to 1931. Which we all know was in the Great Depression. Okay. So there is a look at the storms as they're moving across. And they'll continue till about 10 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow morning, we're sunny. Now, the next 3 mornings into early afternoon, there will be no rain at all. Oh yeah, it's going to be a pool day, Patty, no doubt. So I have not looked to whether there is, we're not on TV tonight, because I got WNBA on instead. And I think next Friday too. Now you guys are going to mock and you guys are going to ridicule me. Go ahead and do so. So I'm off next week. Look, I took all my vacation in the year during the summer before hurricane season got going. So I could take the family out, different places, whatever. So Greg will be in this next week to do DPL again. No, he'll do GDL. Greg did an exceptional job on GDL last time. So Greg will be back in next week. Now, I will be back on Friday, but I'm going to be at Amalie for Brewfest. Brewfest is going on next Friday at Amalie Arena. Apparently like 7,000 people go to this. It's a huge thing. I've never been before because I always work. Crooked Thumb will be there with rule number 7, and I will be there, and I'll be live. So it's not an official meet and greet, but if you're going to Brewfest, come on over and say hi because I'm going to be there. And then next Sunday, I'm throwing out the first pitch at the Rays-Dodgers game. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't really that concerned about the Threshers game. Because I feel comfortable in that setting, and I've played a lot of games on that field before over the years, so I kind of know that field pretty well. But I've only played one game at Steinbrenner. It's actually kind of a funny story. So David Wells, who was a pitcher for the Mets and the Yankees, I think he pitched for the Mets, David pitched for the Yankees, threw a perfect game, one of the few people in Major League history, I think like 27 or 28 perfect games have ever been thrown. He threw one of them. I guess David Cohn threw it for the Mets and Wells threw it for the Yankees. I digress. Anyway, he sponsored and ran a charity slow pitch softball game. And so I played on that, and it was at that field. And who used to be married to Roseanne Barr? What was the comedian's name who was married to Roseanne Barr? He's a comedian. He's a stand-up comic. Can't remember his name. But he was the manager on my team. And he was really rude. He was really rude. I don't remember his name, but he was really rude. And I'm a weather guy, whatever. I'm just sitting on the bench enjoying the scenes or whatever. And I can't remember, but I wasn't even what is his name? That is Tom Arnold. That's exactly right, Carrie. Tom Arnold. You guys got it. So Tom Arnold was the manager, and I'm on the bench, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm totally fine because you got all these. This was some athletes and a lot of TV and movie people, right? I'm not even sure how I got invited. Truth be told, maybe I crashed the gate. I don't even remember how I got invited, but I was there. And so David Wells is pitching, and you use aluminum bats, right, in softball. So he pitched to me, and I was a little pumped. I was a little fired up. So he pitched one to me, and I literally cracked the aluminum softball bat in half. True story. And David Wells goes, I have never seen anybody crack an aluminum softball bat before. So he signed that bat to Dennis the Weatherman, the biggest power hitter I've ever seen. So that was my... So Tom Arnold, I won't get into it, but suffice to say, Tom Arnold was not pleased that the weather guy came up and cracked the bat in half, and Tom Arnold grounded out weakly to the pitcher once and weakly to first base twice. Was not the least bit happy about it and made it known to me. So, so anyway, that was the only time I was ever invited to play that game. I actually played another charity softball game, and there's another funny story. And now we can tell stories, whatever. We're not on TV. What was the name of the boxer from Tampa? His last name was Wiggins. And this was maybe 15 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago. And there was a charity softball game. Winky Wright, that was his name. Good guy, little guy, good guy, really good guy. Anyway, I came up first time, hit it out, all right? Second time it came out, hit it out. Third time came out, hit it out. Winky Wright comes over, and this was a different bat, by the way, comes over and looks at the bat. He's like, dude, what do you got in this bat? I'm like, I'm just hitting the ball. I don't know, whatever. He's like, I want to use it. I'm like, sure, go ahead. Because this is a bat. This isn't you. I think even like, now granted, I was in a lot better shape 20 years ago, but whatever. Anyway, he came up. He's like, I'm going to use that bat. Like, go for it. Uses the bat, grounds out to second. I'm up right after him. Fourth time at bat, hit it out. 4 at bats, 4 home runs. Fifth time I got up, they walked me intentionally. A charity softball game, and they walked me intentionally. So anyway, so that was my softball games. All right, this is story time, Linda. Yes, it is. I have no idea how we got into that. Oh, the Steinbrenner Field, that's right. So anyway, I'm not in my comfort zone in Steinbrenner Field, so throwing out the first pitch of the Rays game, I'm going to be nervous. And I hope that I don't bounce it in there, but we'll see how it goes out. All right, let's get back to you guys know I do story time, and especially when I don't have commercial breaks every 5 or 6 minutes, because you guys know my story can last 4 or 5 minutes. It just does. All right, okay. There is a look at tomorrow and Sunday and Monday. Rain chances drop significantly. And we are going to have a heat index of probably 110 to 120. So I think a heat advisory. Joel, how you doing? Joel, you know what? You are a mystery to me. So Joel was part of our original chat group here for a long time. I mean, you guys know, we've been doing this for like 20 years. Literally, I think we started in 04, maybe 05. So we've been doing chats for a long time. And Joel was part of our original group. And then Joel disappeared off the face of the earth for, I'd say, years. Don't know where he went. But Joel is back. So welcome back, Joel. Carol, I will give you radar again. Now, Carol, okay, you asked nicely. So I will absolutely give you radar. Because if Carol had said, hey, get to the weather, or show me the radar, I'd be like, no, Carol, no. But Carol asked nicely. Now, Carol, I will tell you, I spent about 6 minutes on radar at the beginning of this show, so it's possible you were not here So it's kind of like if you wanted to see a really good part of the movie that you go to, but you're 20 minutes late to the movie, I mean, at that point, do you bang on the window? Hey, can you start the movie over again? But you know what, Carol? You asked nicely, so I will show it to you. So here's a look at radar. Notice south of Clearwater, mostly light to moderate stuff now. The heaviest rain is a line from Clearwater, Bel Air, back right on down to Gulf to Bay, across the Howard Franklin, across the Courtney Campbell, and into the Rocky Point area. West Chase, heavy rain right now. Okay. And there is a look. Let's go ahead and see what it's looked like over the last 20 minutes in terms of its motion. All right. So there it is. It's moving to the northwest. Okay. There is central Pinellas. Now, we still have some pretty decent storms from West Chase north to Lutz, west of Cheval, and extending into central Pasco County. And then that's about it. So really, well, that's not true. And you still got these just right over Zephyr Hills, or moving through Zephyr Hills, Crystal Springs, and northwest of Lakeland right now, closing in on Thonotosassa, northwest of Plant City. And the stuff across Citrus and Hernando, still some pretty solid rain from Lecanto, Homosassa Springs, Floro City, yours is pretty much over. And then right along the coast from Pine Island right on up toward the county line, there's some solid rain there as well. So yeah, that's about what we're looking at. Anna Maria says there's rumbling going on in, yeah, well, there it is. There's Largo. There's the infamous Largo bubble. It's north of you now, or just to the north of you. And there is that motion. Okay, now quickly, I do want to talk tropics because, oh, you want to watch Happy Gilmore 2? I love Happy Gilmore. I do. I love that movie. I think that's an awesome movie. I truly do. I know some people aren't fans of, Adam Sandler like that, but I think he's hysterical. Why can't I clear this? Okay, there we go. So I'm going to show you real quick. Let's talk. Kelly, how you doing? All right, let's talk about the tropics really quick, okay? I'll get back to it for Facebook, but I do want to mention it for the streamers who only have 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and take it full here. Violet and, oh, they were so adorable. Alana, your daughters are so adorable, so cute. So thank you for coming by. Okay, so let me tell you something, all right? We are now getting to the time where the tropics are going to start picking up out in the eastern Atlantic, okay? Here's the Euro AI, all right? I'm going to show you the Euro AI right. Where's the Euro AI? That's not the Euro AI, it's the GFS. Stand by. Oh, boy, streamers, you may not get it in time. Let's try. Anyway, point is, they are beginning to pick up on some development coming off the coast of Africa. Now, that does not mean it's going to really do anything, but it's showing, and it tries to keep it together all the way through the islands. When you see that, that is an indication that the season is about to pop. It's about to start. Doesn't mean it's a threat to us, but it means that once we start seeing, it means the Cape Verde season is starting to open up. So here's the Euro AI, okay? I show you this because historically, of late, it's been really good. Look at the wave off of Africa. See this one down here? That is the one that we're going to watch. So you just kind of see it coming off. Doesn't really do too much. Actually, and it's still there. See it up north of the islands right there? So, and then it actually tries to turn into a little low pressure near Florida. Don't worry about it. Just a little something to talk about. Streamers, have a great weekend. We'll see you later. So streamers are out there. I am going to jump back to that map because I do want to show you a little bit more what we're talking about here. So, all right. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go back to the WSI map first. And Okay, so here's a look. By the way, let's see if the NHC has done anything different. Nope, still there at 8 o'clock, and chances of development are actually down to 0. So it's at 0. So I don't even need to update that, but just imagine those ones aren't there. So no development. So this is the second straight system that was hyped up a little bit, and both times, bunch of nothing. Now Shelley is asking about the dust. Shelley, ask and ye shall receive. So look at our next map. Well, let's look at this one first, and then ask and ye shall receive. So you see that area off the coast of Africa there? Every time I say off the coast of Africa, it reminds me of the movie Out of Africa with Meryl Streep. As you can tell, our family, we are movie buffs. So there is the wave that some of the models are beginning to pick up on. Now, Bridget, that's an interesting question. That is just a flare-up. Models aren't doing anything with it, but you know what? Very interesting. What's going on down there to the southwest? Very, very interesting. You're right. You know, sometimes you get flare-ups of thunderstorms, and that can, every now and again, turn into something, but the upper-level winds do not appear to be favorable for that. But that is good. Good job. That is a very good job on that one, Bridget. All right. So anyway, there's what's going on off of Africa, okay? Now, let's go from the Saharan dust. So, toward the end of July, we still often see Saharan dust. Julie just hit the nail on the head saying Cape Verde assembly line starting to set up. Yes, it is. Let me tell you what that means. Usually late July into early August, we start to see the Saharan dust fade. We also start to see it retreat to the north. And in doing so, that means it opens up a channel, if you will, for development. Now, things can still develop if there is dust out there, but it makes it harder for them. So Charlotte's asking, do I know when the Threshers' first pitch will happen? I don't know specifically. Jason Adams, not our Jason Adams, general manager at the for the Threshers, is checking the calendar. We are looking at August the 16th. It's a Saturday night fireworks game, and we are looking and hoping that that day could work out for Ryan to sing the national anthem. I don't care about the first pitch. I mean, if it happens, it happens. I don't care. But I really kind of wanted Ryan to sing the national anthem. However, you know what? While you are here, I will show you this. So I'm not going to show you the whole thing. But this is a little bit of what she did a practice. She got a mic check, and she had never sung in a stadium before. So I wanted her to get a mic check just to hear, because, you know, you got the reverb and you got the echo and everything. And, you know, she's never done it before. She's 11. She just turned 11. And I even texted her something that Taylor Swift, first time she ever sang in a stadium, she was 12. So I'm like, hey, you're even faster than Taylor Swift. But, so anyway, she went out there. I think I have the video in here somewhere. Maybe I don't. I thought I did. Pretty sure I do somewhere. I know I do somewhere because our, wait a minute. Let me see. Stand by. Yes. So here she is. So she's out there. think you can hear. You hear the bass bars in the background are MVP. All right, so anyway, so I won't give it all away. No, I might as well finish it now. So the players actually applauded her, which was really pretty awesome. She'd never done it before. You know, she listened to it. She's like, all right, I got to tweak this a little bit. I got to listen a little closer to see if I was going flat or whatever. But the point is, she got through it, didn't forget the words, and sounded pretty good. So, so hopefully, but she was bummed because she wanted, I mean, we literally had 50 of her friends and her softball team and everybody show up. I think it was like 55 people. And she didn't get to do it because it rained. So we are very hopeful that she will get to do it in August when her family and her friends will be there. So it was a fun thing. And like I said, she's a very harsh critic of herself. So she listened to it. She's like, okay, I was kind of flat there. I went there. And I said, Ryan, you just held a microphone and sang in front of a giant stadium, hearing the sound system, never doing it in your entire life. I think you did a pretty good job. So, so anyway, hopefully she'll get to do it, and her friends will get to. But you know what's interesting? I'm going to tell you this. I think you guys might find this fascinating, especially younger people. So, and I was telling Nadine this and Wendy, because it's such a sign of the times, and not in a good way, unfortunately. So a couple of days ago, she was nervous, as you would expect, right? And we asked her, we're like, so are you nervous? And she goes, I'm not nervous to do it, but I'm afraid that I'll mess up and it will end up on YouTube. And boy, isn't that a sign of what our generation is now thinking about, the younger generation? I mean, right? I mean, that struck me. Because usually when we think about in our times, if we messed up, and then it's over and you don't have to think about it anymore. But I just found that sad, and you know, that they're thinking not that they're messing up, but that it would then end up on the internet and it would make it even worse. So while social media and whatnot can have wonderful things, it can also really stress out little people. And I just thought, I don't know, I thought that was it was a sobering thought. And she nailed it. She did great. And after that, she felt really good. So I know she'll be fine because she sounded great. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I just found that it was sad that little people, that kids or whatever, you know, they're afraid to fail on the sport field or you know, or performing or doing whatever they're doing. They're afraid of failure, not for failure's sake, but because it will end up elsewhere and they'd get ridiculed over it. And that struck me. It really did. It was very sad. Anyway, all right, so, but you're right, Denise, she did great, and I know she'll be fine. And she had a performance today at the Straz and just knocked it out of the park. So it's been a good week for her, except the fact that it was a rain out. And she actually posted like the song Bad Day, you know, had a bad day, and showed the video of the rain, you know, going. It's like, I get it. I mean, she really wanted everybody to see that. So, all right. So anyway, bottom line is with the tropics, the Cape Verde season is starting to open up. You've got dry air out there. I'll show you again this map. So this is the Euro AI. The Google AI kind of shows a similar setup, to be honest. But, you know, it doesn't really do much. Here, I'll show you where it is. It doesn't really do a lot. There's still dry air out there, but there it is in about a week and a half, if it were to develop, and it's obviously a big if. And then it just kind of, you know, meanders and you know, maybe a track like that, maybe, you know, who knows. And by the way, what is that there? That is nothing. That is zero. That's a thunderstorm. So when we look at this, we don't necessarily look at how intense something is. We look to see if it actually does hang together all the way across and where the general steering currents may take it. So obviously this is literally nothing more than a 10-minute shower. I mean, it's like a brief low pressure right there down in South Florida on August 7th. So I say it again, I'm not the least bit worried about it, but all my point is with this is that it is just about that time that the Cape Verde season is going to open up. But remember, the majority of the storms that come for our area don't come from that direction. They come from the Caribbean. They come from the south. They move up through the straits between Cuba and the Yucatan, the Channel, and curve into Florida, or go north into the Panhandle, or go northwest into Louisiana or Alabama. So nothing to worry about, but just throwing it out there that we're now getting closer to that time of the year. Okay, so like I said, Greg will be in next week. I will be at Brewfest at Amalie next Friday, throwing out the first pitch at the Rays-Dodgers game on Sunday, and I will be back here on the following Monday. And we really have nothing planned. I mean, this is not I'm not going anywhere, not a big trip. We're going to be hanging out around the area, but it's kind of just the last couple of weeks before school starts. And, you know, we're thinking it might just be fun to be able to hang out with the fam before we start back up with my son Jake in his senior year in high school and Ryan starting middle school. So, boy, isn't that going to be fun. So you guys have a great night. Let's do one last checker radar. Do one last checker radar here. See what's going on before we call it a night. All right, so there is radar and still some rains around. You can come in. Still some rains around Clearwater to Largo, Safety Harbor to Dunedin. So yeah, I know there's another rain delay if it hasn't been rained out again in Clearwater. Oldsmar, West Chase, I mean, you know, some heavy rain, not a ton of lightning with it, but still enough. It only takes one, right? It only takes one lightning strike. There's the causeway out there. And then extends up toward, you know, extreme western Hillsborough County over on Keystone Road, and then back in west central Pasco County. All right? So, and of course in Citrus County, still looking at some storms along the coast as well. All right, guys. Well, you have a great night, and no, you didn't. I didn't take the shot. And somebody just walked through, and it was, and I had a feeling it was going to walk through, so I did not take the shot. And luckily, it would have been fun. I like that. So anyway, you guys have a great night, and again, GDL next week. Greg D Live. Greg will be #Sciencey. Greg will be far more organized than I ever am. We all know that. And Greg will have lots of good stuff to talk about. Definitely check him out. And I'll be back on my next edition of DPL on the following week. You guys have a great night and a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.